Welcome to everyone. Today we are going to have a session, a webinar showing you how to import a drawing done previously in AutoCAD, not georeference, import it into GIS, and then we are going to develop a nice map, overview map, and as well, maybe if we have time, mathematic maps. For that reason, I will have to share my screen and you are not going to see my face anymore. Okay, we can start from Azrim Camp, given by IID, by Azaldem. Thank you very much, Azaldem. The same site that has been described last week during the meeting. It's a well done drawing with all the details, everything is there. And this is done in AutoCAD. But our task is not working in AutoCAD, but it's working in GIS. The first thing that we have to do is open this site in Global Mapper that you have already. And that's here. Let me see, AutoCAD. Where is AutoCAD? Oh, here. That's here, AutoCAD. Now, when you open it, why is it working? Sorry, open data. AutoCAD, okay, here, layers. Okay. When you open it, this site is not georeference. That's why Global Mapper will ask you which projection you need to use for that. As you know, as we are now in Syrian, you have to use UTM-37. And it will put the drawing somewhere in the world, but not a georeference. On the other hand, we have our KM set, our Google Earth perimeters, that is georeference. So we can open in the same page our our Azrim site, KM set, Google Earth. And this is georeference. So we have AutoCAD here and Azrim not georeference. We can zoom in Google Earth, and that's here. We can have a look if it is on the right location. Let's, like you know, we go to Street Map, for example, and we can see that's on the right. We have Aleppo here, we have Idlib, that's in the right location, but not our AutoCAD file. So what we do, let's go back to the AutoCAD file, we zoom it. First, we have to clean up a little bit the AutoCAD. We have many information that we don't need, and those information need to be deleted. For example, the border, we don't need the border, so we can delete the border. We don't need all that. We can delete all that. Oops, I didn't take everything. Why is not taking it? We can this one. We can delete this one. This one also we don't need. This one we don't need. Okay, now we have only our site. We can also as well cross-check if everything is correct. We have the scale bar here. Let's see in Global Mapper if this is correct. If I take the ruler, this should be 20 meters. And if you look down on the left, you see it is 19 meter 0.946. So the drawing in AutoCAD is properly dimensioned, but still in the wrong location. I delete also this one, I don't need it. Okay. Okay, now I have AutoCAD. Oh, this also I don't need. This is all information that came with AutoCAD file. Okay, now I think it's correct. Perfect. Now we have to georeference it properly first. What we do, we select everything. We go with the mouse over it, we right click on it and we say move and move. Tack. Now we have to move it over our Google Earth perimeter, which is georeference, but we don't know where it is. That's why we zoom out, we zoom out, we zoom out, we zoom out. At one point, Google Earth will appear. That's here. You see, it's more or less almost 5,000 kilometers far away. So now you take it and you move it over it. Tack. Now we zoom in again. Okay, we are not so much precise. Again, you right click on it, you move it, move, and you move it over it. Now we could zoom in. Now it's getting closer. Again, right click, move, move, and we take one corner, for example, this one, and we move it here. Okay, now our AutoCAD should be georeference, and we select, and we see that the KMZ is not really precise like the AutoCAD drawing, but it doesn't matter for our purpose. But not what we have a georeference AutoCAD drawing. Again, if we go here, we can see that it is on the right location, our AutoCAD drawing. And let's do like that. Sorry. If we can even have a look on Google Earth, and it should be on the right position. Okay, it's here. Let's move in a little bit. You see, it's on the right position, so everything is fine. Okay, perfect and complete. Now, next step will be to see how many layers Azaldem developed for this. And the way to do that is just select the layer, AutoCAD layer, and right click, you go to layer, and you go to split. Okay, and now here you can see all the layers that I have received. And this layer have information, the name, of course, and number of points or elements. We have this one, this layer, let's deselect everything. This layer here, 0 features, no elements. If I select, so nothing is there. So it's an empty layer. Okay, I don't need it. I can delete it. Yes, but before to delete it, I have to save it. So I save it, Hazrim Camp, Hazrim Camp, workshop. Okay, now I save it. Okay, that's fine. These are the latrines, 2 latrines apparently. Latrines. Okay, that's fine. We have the drainage, that's fine. We have the water point, that's fine. We have the garbage point, that's fine. We have the border, perfect. This one, again, nothing. We can delete this one. Doesn't make sense to keep it. This is, don't know. This is kind of, I would say it's kind of communities. Fine, we keep it. The dimension is 0. We can delete it. Okay, and now this one also is 0. No, this is the tens, 445 tens. And here we still have the first problem. This side, we know that we have 222 tens, but here we have 444 features. The reason behind is that when they develop the AutoCAD file, for each tent, they put 2 elements, the tent and the entrance. And this is not a good thing because we want one feature for one tent. Because in GIS, you might add to the features elements like the name of the family that is using the tent, the name of the quantity of the children, the type of the children, if there is disability or people or not. So that's why it's not good to have 2 features for one element. That's why we should delete all those entrances. And in order to delete also all those entrances, you just take the selection point, this one, and you just delete all this which is not interesting. Oops, too much, too much. Doing like this, you delete all what you don't need. It's a rather long exercise. That's why I will not do it like that. Oh, no, I can do that very quick. Grazie. So you need to delete all these features, and then at the end, sorry, it will take some time, but it's important to do that because at the end we want a proper map. Okay. I did this exercise before, so what I do now, I just take it from before. It's better. So you get the point. Shape, it's 1 second. No, I didn't. I don't. My latrine, main latrine. I don't pour my water latrine, garbage. No, I don't have it. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Okay, no, I don't have it. I was sure to have it, but not. Okay, we have to do that in that case. So we have to delete this one. It will take. Sorry, it will be kind of boring for you. Allora, but this is very important, and you will see later why. No, I delete 110, which is wrong. Okay, almost finished. No, I delete 110. The problem is I have the, that's why I have the snapping tool on it. Okay. Okay, almost finished. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Andre, you
Yeah.
have deleted something.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Go back.
Yes.
Go
Thank
back.
you. I didn't realize. Thank you very much. Otherwise, it would be a mistake. Okay. Okay. Now it's over. Now we have cleaned up the tent. Okay, we lose some information because we don't know anymore where is the entrance, but it is not that much important for this purpose, and you will see later why. Okay, okay, sorry for this boring moment. Okay, now we have it. And now if you can see here, we have 222 futures, which is the number of the tent, which is good. Okay, now we have all what we need somehow cleaned, but here I have a problem. If you look at this, okay, this we don't take care. Border is fine. Garbage 34 garbage. Water tanks 55 water tanks. Drainage, we have the drainage is fine. Here, latrines. We have 1,002 latrines. This is something wrong. What happens? Our engineer did for every latrine a lot of uh, of lines. That's why the computer understand it of many items, which is wrong because for every latrine we need only one item. That's why also this one we have to clean up. Is a little bit shorter. We have latrine for men and latrine for women. I don't know exactly. I think the latrine for men are the blue one. So we create a new layer for that because we cannot use this one. It is not properly created. That's why we do a new layer. And to do a new layer is just this one, create area features. And this is quick. And also, okay, we can latrine main number one. It's latrine main. Latrine, the layer name is latrine main. Okay, that's fine. We have one. Okay, so we are cleaning up a little bit. Latrine main 2, latrine main 2. We are cleaning up the AutoCAD file if we want to display it in GIS. Otherwise, it will not be possible to have the automatic legend. Latrine main 3, latrine main 3, latrine main 4, and latrine main 4. This one. The snapping tool have to be selected. Latrine main 5. Latrine, okay, latrine main 6. Latrine main. So if the AutoCAD file would have been done properly, this exercise, this cleaning up exercise wouldn't be necessary. Latrine main 8. Latrine main 9. Latrine main 10. Almost finished. Latrine main 11. latrine main 12. Latrine main 13. 14. 15. Okay, we have 15 main latrine, and that's fine, 15 features. And now we do another one for the woman. Again, we create a new layer. Let me see, where is the icons? Sorry, today I'm not very concentrated. Okay, here again, here. Now we go for the latrine main woman. Latrine for the woman is this one. Now it's latrine woman ein one, but we have to change the layer, new layer, latrine woman. Okay, that's fine. Latrine woman one, latrine woman two. Oops. Latrine woman 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Almost finished. Moment 8. Okay. 9. Okay, and the last one. Okay, now we have cleaned up the latrine layer. Moment 10. Okay, perfect. Fine. Now we have all the items cleaned. We have the latrine cleaned. We have the latrine for physically challenged. There are only 2. Okay, let's make a new layer for that as well. Physically challenged 1. New layer. Okay, and the second one is this one. Okay. Now we have all the element. Challenge 2. We have the element, and all latrine has been named as well. And it's time to export everything for GIS. We want to export first of all the perimeter. So we select the perimeter, this one. We go to File and we export it. Export as a vector, a shapefile, because you are on GIS. It's an area, fine, and we have to find a place. I create a new folder, so the exercise workshop folder. Okay, it's the perimeters, perimeter. Fine, this is exported. We want to export, what is this one? No, this I don't want. We want the garbage pit, okay. File, export. No, first of all, garbage pit. If I go in, I see that the garbage pit has been drawn as a square. And it doesn't really make sense to have a garbage pit as a square in the GIS, because a garbage pit should be 1 point. So that's why I have to modify it and convert those pit in points. So how I do? I just select everything. and then right click and then advanced feature creation option. And here you go to create point feature space along or create. I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. No, it's not this one. Sorry. Cancel again. Advanced feature creation option. Create new point at centroid. This one at center. Create new point at centroids. Okay. Okay. And now I see. I call garbage pitch. Pit. It's a new layer. Pit. And I create a layer with points. No more square. That's fine. And this one I want to export. Is this one garbage pit? I export it. Export vector shape points garbage pit. Okay. Okay. And then it's exported. Fine. Now I want to export latrine. We did the drainage water points. We have the same problem with the water points. It's a square. We don't want a square, especially because the water points, you need an elevation in some cases. And if you have a square, a shape, you don't have a precise elevation. That's why it's important in GIS to have the water point as a point and not as a shape. And we do the same exercise. We select it, we right click on it, advanced feature creation option, and it is
centroids, dear, up, down. It is the fifth one. No. When you were, yes, the fifth one under grid.
Yes. Grid point. Okay, yes, this one. Okay, and now again, I say water point. Okay, new layer. Water point. Okay, fine. And now we have it. Now we can export also water point. Export the water point, vector, shape, points. Water point. Perfect. And now also I can export the tens. Border, we have order, here the tens. We have to export the tens. This one. File, export, vector, shape. We export the area, tens, or shelter. Okay, fine. Now I think we have export everything what we need, and we don't need at the moment global mapper anymore. Now we can open GIS. I work with qGis because it's free, but the same you could do with qGis or any other type of GIS software. So we make a new project. Okay, that's fine, and we start to import our elements. Workshop. So we have type. We have to import only the shape file. Kite is okay. This one is the garbage, perimeter, shelter, and water point. These three. No, sorry, I forgot. That's also very important that you put the right projection here under option. You have to put the right projection, UTM 37. If you don't do that, the map will be messed up and you will have many troubles. So you put the right projection always for Syria, and then you can import. So again, we go here, we import a shape, this one, and this one. Okay, fine. Add, close. Now we have it. Okay, let's say the perimeter, the shelter. Okay, fine. The perimeter, I need just the border. So I just don't fill it with color, no brush. And I put the border, let's say, sorry, the line, such a line, and I want the line to be red, in my opinion. About color and beautification, everyone has his own idea. We don't speak about that. You might not agree on the color, but it's not a matter of that. Shelter, again, we don't want to paint it, so for the moment, so not solid, but the line can be black. Okay, so that's fine. And our water point, here we go down here. Sorry, where is it? Where is it? No, not simple. SVG marker. SVG marker gives you a possibility to choose between many type of icon. And then if you go down here, you see all the icons that you can choose. For water point, I would like to choose this one, for example. And if you don't have the icon, you can create your own icon. Okay, we have the water point and the garbage pit. Again, garbage pit, simple marker, the same process. We go to SVG marker and we choose a garbage pit. Where is the garbage pit? There is a garbage somewhere.
I believe it's up there. Go down a little bit, 2 lines down below. Yes, here it is.
Yes, it's here. Yes, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, now we have it. Perfect. Now we have it. And let's say we could add the schools, we could add all the items that are in AutoCAD. The process is always the same. You clean up the item first, and then you export it in a shape file, and then you open in a GIS. But now we have to produce an overview map with that. The overview map will show exactly where is the site located. It is, that's why for the overview map, we don't need the garbage, we don't need that. We just need the shelter and the perimeter. And here you have under web a plugin. We have all possible overview maps, background maps. We have several types of maps. You have usually you can Google Map, Bing Map, or OpenStreetMap, depending what you want. Let's start to see. Okay, it's here. Let's start to see with the Bing Map how things would look like. Mesh, web, Bing Map. It's not satellite, but we make a roadmap. No, it's okay. That's good. So we see our site is here. It's Idlib. It's Aleppo is there. Can be interesting, this map. We can have a look on the other type of map. Is good. Usually Google as well is good. Google has more details. Bing has less detail. You can, when you have time, you can play around. Where is Google? Google road. Take away the Bing. So you see, Google is not bad because it has also the Arabic Arabic name. You have okay. But what we want to do is first an overview map and a nice display of this map. And for that, we need to develop a template. It's very important to have a template that shows the title, that shows your icons, the logo of your organization. And it is also very important to have always the same template that everyone will link this map to your organization with the time. So that's why, first of all, before developing an overview map, we develop a template. To do that, you go here on layout, show layout manager, and it's empty. We have nothing. You have to start from nothing, from the empty layout, and you create it. Okay. You have to give a name. You have to decide in advance in which size you are going to print. If you are going to print A3, A4, or A1, or A2, this is very important to take this decision, because if you print in A4, the size of your icons or your letters must be between 8 and 10 and 12. But if you print in A1, the size can be much smaller or much bigger. It depends how you want. In that case, we want to print in A4 and we want to print in portrait orientation. So that's why I write layout A4 portrait. That's my layout. That's my layout. Okay, and I create it. Oops, sorry. Show. It's here. It's an empty page, and you see it's not portrait. It's landscape. Here at this point, you have to define the size and the orientation. You just go over the empty page. You right click, page properties, and you choose A4. You have all the other formats, but you choose A4 and portrait. Now it's fine. Now we have portrait. Now we have to make beautification. I do it very quick. And again, about the type of the decision that I do, we can decide, you can do your way, but I show my way, and then in the future you do like you want. I put one, sorry, here I take here under add shape, add rectangle, here, okay, small rectangle here. Here I have the dimension. I should have the dimension. Wait a second, why I don't have the, here, position and size is, I took 4 point here, and this should be 210, that's fine. And then the color, I take maybe this color, and then also I don't want, it's here, I take this color, but I don't want a stroke. Okay, that's fine. Let me see, that looks good. Yes. Now the same, I select it, I copy it, I put one here, like that. Okay, and then I copy one here. So I start to develop the border of my map. Next, again, where is it? Here, add rectangle. From here, down to here. Sorry. Okay. Again, the size, it's a rectangle. Color, I use the same color like before. Oops, sorry. Same color like before. I don't want the stroke. And the size, where is the size? Position and size, again, width should be 4. Okay, that looks fine. I do it quick. Oops, I forgot to put the color probably. Yes, color, simple fill. The color should be, sorry, here. Again, this one, now is fine, I think, yes. And now I select it. Copy it, I put it. Okay. Okay. No, it's not nice. You have to, in reality, you have to take some time to develop your layout because you do it only once forever. Okay, this could be, maybe this could be my border. Okay, now I just lock it because I don't want to move it again. This will be forever like that. And then I will put my logo or the logo of the organization. You just go here, add picture. The logo is a simple picture. Okay, why is not okay? And then you just select the area. Let's say I put my main logo here, and here you will see where shall I take the logo, and you go on. You save it previously. Your logo, it's IID. I took IID logo because the site has been developed by them. Okay, it's not nice, so we do like that. Okay, this is my logo. Okay, IID, maybe it will be like that. Okay, that's good. And then on the other end, they want to make Alex and Alexander happy. That's why I put the logo of the cluster. Same process. I put the logo of the cluster here, for example. Tac, logo of the cluster, shelter cluster. Tac, it's here. It's still too small. Can be bigger. Okay, be smaller like that. Okay, so Alexander is happy. Of course, here, if you are working with some authority, you have to add the logo of the authority. Whatever is important, a donor, you put the logo of the donor. It's very important to put the logo of the people involved on your map, because those people needs to have visibility, wants to have the visibility, and they might have to show to the donors that they are implementing a site, or they might have to show to the supervisor that they are working. So put the logo of all people involved on your map. Now here in the middle, we are going to put the title. Title is a text here, like that. That's the area of the text. Okay, title. Again, here you should increase the font, maybe like that, and maybe, okay, and maybe center and center. Okay, that's fine. I forgot again the logo, you don't move it anymore. That's why you lock it. And this one also, you lock it. But the title, you don't lock it, because by every map, you have a different title. So there's no need to lock it. Okay, now you have created your template, and you have to save it as a template. Here, save as template. And you have to give, of course, the name of the template. We call it template, here, portrait. Okay, portrait. Of course, if you have done a template landscape, you do it in the same way, but just landscape. Okay, now is the time. Okay, now you can even close it. The template is done. Okay, we can close it. Now it's time to make your map. Okay, again, you go to your layout manager. And this time you don't go anymore to empty layout here, but you choose specific layout. And then here down, you select your template. It's template portrait. Now you see and create, you have to give the name as RIM. RIM overview of the view. That's the name of the map. Okay, and show. And it's here. Now you see your template opens. Everything is ready. And you don't need to do the exercise again for the template. Okay, now you import first the map. You have to decide which type of map you want to see. Let's take the map with idlib, with bingo map, the Bing map, which looks good for the overview. It looks good because you will have the site here, you will have Aleppo, you will have Idlib. So even if this map goes to Geneva, people will understand where is your site. So that's why we are going to use a bingo map. But of course, you could choose another one, up to you. Let's take whatever you have in this page will be displayed here. So here, add map. Okay, we add the map. And then we add the map and we put the map down. So it's below the, oops, again. Okay. I put it down so it is below the border. Now I have the site, it's here, it's very small, but don't worry. I have Aleppo here, I have Idlib here, and I select the map and I have the scale here. Okay, I can move it around like you want. If you want, I can zoom in, I can zoom out. You can adjust it properly like you want. Here, maybe it is not good. I have to add it a little bit like that. Okay, it looks good. Let's say I want to do it like that. I go a little bit down I want to have Idlib, Aleppo, but up there I will have more detailed map. So that's fine for me. This map need, of course, a scale bar. Scale bar automatically generated. Okay. 15 kilo is not good, 7.5. That's why we change it a little bit. Maybe kilometer is fine, but I don't like unit like that. If I put 10, looks better. So this scale bar can be adapted, and as well you can change the size of the number, display, font. You can do maybe it's the font a little bit smaller. We can do it 10. Okay, so we have the scale bar. That's fine. We need the north arrow. I put it somewhere here. Okay, that's fine. We have our first map, and okay, that's it for the time being. But you see, the site is very small. You don't even see that. That's why we need to make a overview map, but with more details. Sorry, what I do, first I select my map, I lock it, and I locked all the layer. Now this map cannot be changed anymore. But I go back on the map and I change. I take Google Earth, I Google Road, because Google Earth is much more kind of many details. I zoom to, okay, it's here. You see, here we have more details. I want to show the location close to Kili, so that I know that it is few kilometers far from Kili, like that. But in that case, I don't need the shelter because it make it too much empty, full, sorry. So that's fine. I keep this one. I go back to my, and I put this map here. Again, add map. Let's say like that. Okay, now you see we have that. We move it again a little bit. We zoom in like that. Okay, we have it. Now it looks kind of okay. Now I want that people understand that this rectangle is somewhere here. First, I will change the border of this rectangle here. How to do that? Position, rotation, grid overview. Wait a second, there must be a place to put colors. Grids, overview, position. Oh, why, what is it? Property, layers, extend, and coming, grid overview, position, size, rotation. Maybe here. No, maybe. Frame here. I put a frame and I put a red frame. Okay. So it's red, maybe a little bit bigger, 5. Okay, now I have a frame. Now again, I lock this map. Where is it? Map 2. I put it down as well. Okay, I lock it. And as well, I lock okay, sorry. I lock the layer, so nothing can be changed. And I lock them up. Fine. Now I select again this one, and I will ask to make an overview map. It's here, overview, add overview from the map 2. It is quick, but it will be registered. And if you are interested, you can go over later. Here again, I will put it red. Here, I will not fill it, just make it no brush, sorry for that. Here, solid pen and red. I can, okay, put it red. Okay, now I know that this rectangle here is exactly the same like here. So it gives an idea where we are. So I can put a arrow. Sorry. So that it shows where we are. Okay, that's here. Even arrow, maybe we can put it red. Red. Okay, we have the red arrow. Okay, so it shows where we are here. And then, okay, perfect. I lock it again. And then as well, I can make another thing. I can go back here. This time we put the shelter, we zoom in, and we can have a look like that. Okay, maybe we can put a Google Earth imagery. Let me see. We can put, let me see what is good. Bing, let's see how it is. Bing satellite could be interesting like that. Let's see if the other one is better. Go away, web, Google satellite. Which no, I think Bing is better. Okay, we keep Bing like that. Good. And here I want to have a better overview. So I lock everything. I add a new map. Add map. Okay, here. Tack. Okay, again. No, maybe it's better without the background. I think it's better without background. Okay. Okay. Tack. So we have it. And also here, if I really want, I can put a, okay, red and red. Okay, and again here, maybe I have to put extend, grid, overview, position and size, no rotation, background, frame. Frame, red, 5. Okay. So now, okay, now I miss the title, of course. It is Azrim site. It is Idlib governorate. It is Syria. Very important, don't forget to put the date, because this site may develop daily. So it's important that you put the date. Okay, and then if you see if the title, it doesn't look nice, it's too big, you can of course change. Oh, here is a mistake. You can change the size and everything. See area. Okay, fine. Okay, now that's it. What I want to do, I want to put also some general information about my site. In that case, I want to put the general information around here. That's why I move this one on this side here. I move this one here. Okay. And now I put some general information, is text. And here you have to put the information that are essential for that site. For example, the size, number of tents or shelter, maximal IDP hosted, the name of the implementing partner, the name of the responsible, really a snapshot of the main information. You have to imagine that this map goes to Geneva or to any donors, and they want to have all the basic information as an overview without reading too much text. So we add a text, we put it somewhere here. Okay, and here you have to write all the information. I have prepared already the text. Just take it like that, so I don't have to type. Okay, let's see. Tac, like that. I can put text like that. Yes, it can be interesting. Okay, now maybe we can put some margin too. Okay, in that case it goes up. Oops. Okay, we can position on size or the frame, no background, maybe frame so you can read it better. Okay, tac. Okay, now I would say my overview map is kind of ready. I have all the information. I know the site here is around, let's say, 15 kilometers north of Idlib, maybe 40 to 50 kilometers far from Aleppo. It's very close to Kili. I select a map, this map, and then I can add a small, um, voila, like that. Oh, that is not good. Fix, oops, fix with DH. Too much. That's meter. Okay, we do like that. Okay, now we have it. Then put it here. So we have the scale and it's meter. Okay, meter, perfect. And even here, I can put a scale bar, even here. So we have more or less the dimension. Okay, again, you can change the size of the number and everything. So doing like that, we know we have the dimension more or less, the distances. Here, down here, we have all the main information, the size, hosting capacity, quantity of shelter plant, number of latrine for women, for men, water points, blah, 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 blah. And this, of course, depends on you. And important as well, maybe to have the main agency and organization, who is doing CCCM, who is doing site planning, who is doing WASH, blah, 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 blah. Important information that are essential if me as a donor, I need to have some information about WASH. Based on this map, I can get information. I know what they do. I know what they plant without reading too much text. Let's assume you are happy with this map. It's time to export it. First, you save it, and we call it, allora, Asrem EDP camp overview. Okay, we save it. Back to this one, and we export it. Layout, export as PDF. Asrim overview, tac, and save. Might take some time. Okay, now let's have a look how this works. We should have a PDF here. Okay, now we have, okay, you have your site. I mean, I did it very quick. You need to take more time, and then it will look better, but now I don't really want to spend too much time in beautification exercise. But yeah, that's the idea. Doing like that, you should have all the information. I don't like it, this map, because the names are too small. That's why I can go back and change some layout, whatever. Maybe if, okay, I lock it. First, let's lock the map. Where is map 3? It's here. Lock the layer. It's important that you lock the layer. If you don't lock the layer, if you do a change on this side, everything will be changed on the other side. That's why if you lock it, they stay like that. But this one, I need to unlock it now. It is map, how much? Map 1, I think. Yes. Oops, sorry, Control Z. This one, like that maybe is better. Okay, and now I change why I cannot take it. Okay, where is it's here? Okay, no, I don't really want to spend too much time on that. Okay, that's it. So maybe this looks probably better now. Let's see if I export it. Overview 2. Okay. No, it's the same. Anyway, you change it around and then you will have a very much better result than this one. But I apologize, I try to be quick. Now what I want to show you, at this point, we can also make thematic maps. And that's actually the beauty of the GIS. We have all the latrines and we make a wash map. What do we want in the wash map? We want the drainage. So, okay, I didn't export it. We want the garbage pit and we want the water points. First, doing like that, we have seen that we have 55 water points. My first question is, how much it will take to fill all these water points? I did a very short calculation, and if I spend for every water point 10 minutes with the truck going in, taking out the pipe, filling the point, and going out, the filling all the water point will take 9 hours, only for 5 cubic meter water. This is not really realistic. But you see, but first, let's start from the beginning. Let's make a thematic map. Before doing the thematic map, I save it with another name, save as. We call it ASRIM IDP Camp Wash Map. Wash Map. Okay. Do we have the latrines? No, we didn't have the latrine. Okay. For the wash map, I need, okay, the shelter is there, water, the garbage, and the latrine. Let's add the latrine. We didn't export the latrine as far as I remember. No. Okay, we go back on this one and we export the latrine. We export the latrine for women. Save, export, vector, shape, area, latrine woman. Okay.
One note, Andrea. Those are the squares. Are we keeping them or are we exporting the dots?
Yes, you are right. Well, for the latrine, actually, the query is fine because it's a building. It's a building, but it depends. It depends how you want to display your map. If you want to display the latrine as an icon, then you need to export to use the point. If you want to display the latrine as a shape, then you can export the shape. We can do it actually both, and then we will see. We have time. We do both, and then you will see the result. Okay, export, vector, shape. That's latrine for disable, physically challenged latrine. Fine. And then also latrine man. File, export, vector, shape, area, latrine man. Okay, and then we export the dot. Where do we have we done the dot? We didn't do the dot for the latrine. Okay, we can do the dot for the latrine as well. Maybe just to show you only for the man. It's the same principle. No, we didn't do it. You select it. You right click, advanced feature, create centroids, and that's it. Okay. Latrine dot, and the layer would be latrine main icon. Okay, fine. Now we have the 15 icons. Should be like that. Yes, let me see. Yes, they are. We can export them as well. Export shape points latrine main icon. Okay, now we have everything. Go back here. Now workshop, we should have physically change latrine main. Oops, sorry. Latrine main icon, latrine woman. Okay, we have it. Add cross. Okay. Now we have everything here. Let's see. Garbage bit. Let's put it there. Okay. Now let's change the icon, latrine main icon. Again, simple marker. You go on here, SVG marker, and we choose latrine here, main, VG main. Look, apply. Okay. Now we have the icon. And if you zoom in, you see the icon is very small. Probably you have to make it bigger. Let's see, 4. Okay. So now you see you have the square for the latrine and the icon together. Okay, now we can do a wash map. Same principle. This we don't need anymore the overview, because this we have it. Now we do just a wash map without any overview, because at the very end, when you deliver your report, you will have the overview, then you will have your AutoCAD with all the dimension, and then the thematic maps wash map. Okay, let's say we go back on template manager, layout portrait. No, sorry, again, specific. You choose layout portrait, A4, tac, and show. You see now we have again an empty layout. This time we should rewrite again as rim edp camp wash facilities. It's called idlib governorate Syria. Okay, and again the date 17.08. Okay, that's it. We have the title. Okay, now you see the title is too big. We don't have it. So what we do, we just make it a little bit smaller, maybe 12. Let's see. Okay, the rest is fine. Okay, now we add the map, add map. Okay. This time we can really zoom out on the right. If here you have the scale, you see the scale 1,400. Let's make it 1,300. Okay, it looks good. So that's our map. If you click on 1:1, you will see the exact size, how it's going to be printed. We can see that, for example, okay, the water points are fine, but this one, what is it? The garbage pit are too small. So we have to increase the size of the garbage pit. We go back here, close that, garbage pit. It is 2, let's make it 3. Let's see. And then we go back here. Okay, maybe that's fine. And then the water point is fine. Okay, and now it's too big now, the side. Sorry, I select them. Now this one, select the map, 1,000, 1,300. Okay, like that. Perfect. Now again, we have our wash map. Okay. We can add, like usually, the scale bar. It's fine, automatically generated, no need to work too much. We can add the north arrow, like usually, important. Fine. And now we can add the automatic legend, because this is important. We want to know what is it. We go here, add legend. We put the legend somewhere here. Now you have to see here on the right side, auto update. This is automatically generated. That's why you have all the Bing satellite, Google Road, things that we don't need. But if you uncheck the automatic update, you can adapt the legend. So you don't need this one, you don't need this one, you don't need this one, you don't need this one. Fine, that's good. Now we want to keep the shelter, the perimeter. We want to keep the shelter. Yes. Here, FC latrine. No one will understand what does it mean, so we can change the name. Challenge it. PO latrine. Okay, that's fine. Latrine woman, latrine man, water points, latrine man icons. This we can delete. Garbage pit. And then, of course, we need a small title here, legend. Okay, that's fine. Now we have the legend. Now, if you are going to change one icon, let's say the water point, I make it bigger, for example. Let's just make a bigger water point. Now I exaggerate. I will make the water point 6. Okay, much bigger. Automatically, if you see, automatically the legend is going to be updated. And if you change the icon totally, I just take another icon, just like that. It doesn't matter. I just take one icon. It's look like that. Doesn't make sense, but you see the map automatically adapted. So you are avoiding any type of mistake. So let's go back and let's put the water point as before. Okay, it's too big. 3. Okay, okay. Okay, now you have your legend automatically displayed. Fine. Okay, and again, here you can put a background. If you have a nice orthophoto, for example, you could put an orthophoto as a background. We don't have it yet, but let's take Google Satellite for a while. I don't like it. Let's take this one as a background, and then of course it will appear as well here. And then again, but it doesn't really look nice, but fine. You could export it as a PDF. No, it just is not good. Take it away again. Fine. What we miss, something very important, the drainage. I didn't export it, but have it. It's Latin drainage, this one. Okay, this is the drainage. I export again. It belongs somehow to the wash. Vector, shape, line, drain. Okay. Now I go back to my wash map. I take the drain. Add, close the drain. Let's make it like that. Maybe not so big. 3, 2. Okay, that's our drain. Too big, probably. Let's see how it looks on the map. Yes, too big. Yes, and here I can add the drainage automatically. Drainage like that. Now here again, since it is a wash map, I would like to show the profile of the drainage. What I do now, this is an excursus. Let's assume we would have a precise digital elevation model, which we don't have, but I show it to you just in order for you to have an idea how you could do. You just download the digital telemodel that you have. Okay, it's this one, and then you put it up. Tack. So we have the drain. Now you put the elevation of the drain. You have to, where is the drain? What drainage? Okay, you select the drain, and then like for the water analysis, under analysis, apply elevation to selected features. Okay, now your drain has received all the elevation based on the digital elevation model. Now again, you select the drain, it's already selected, and you right click on that, and I think path profile. Okay, and here theoretically you see the profile of your drain. It starts. Now, the digital model that we are using is bad, of course. It starts somewhere here. Sorry. So you will have the slope of the drain is from here to here. A slope of 0.14%. What we do, we make a copy of it. I make a copy of it. Okay, I cut it out. No, I can even automatically export, no need. I go here, I save as a picture here, workshop, drain, okay, profile, okay. And now I have saved this picture as a drain profile. I go back to my map and I add it here somewhere. Tack. I choose it. Somewhere I should have the drain profile. Here. Voila, I have my drain profile. So, so in that case, we would have now also the profile of the drain. This is totally wrong because the digital elevation model is wrong, but it's just for you to give you an idea. And then, of course, I could add text, again, explaining what all I have in the wash sector. I can really start to write the meter of pipe, the meter of drainage, whatever is requested in the wash sector. So finally, I will have a nice wash map to distribute to the people, and it will understand, and it will be easier for them to understand the wash situation. And it's also easy, sorry, with this type of maps, it will be easier to analyze the map. For example, if we go here, now we see we have the garbage, we have the latrine for the men. First, I have realized that I have more latrine for the men than for the woman. My first question would be why? Why shall I have more latrine for men than women? Theoretically, it should be the opposite. And then I see the water point, like I told you, 55 water point, simply too many. The truck will spend a full day to fill them. Maybe it's better to have less water point, but more centralized. And then the big question, we have latrine close to the water point, which is fine. But here, we have a latrine, but no water point. Here, a latrine and the water point on the other side. Why put in the water point here and not close to the latrine? Why put in this water point here and not close to the latrine? Theoretically, people should wash hands after defecating. That's why you should also be able to give water to the latrine. So if you have such a density of water point, with this map, you start to analyze it and start to move the water point properly based on the facility that you are playing. Okay, I know it was a very, very intensive workshop, was not a workshop, a webinar. Too many information, probably. Too much time, 1.5 hours. But there is still some time for you to have to ask question. And again, I repeat, everything is going to be recorded. Hopefully, I started to record. Yes. And you can have a look at it anytime. Now, I give back the floor to David.
Thanks, Andrea. That was.
David, I don't hear you.
Sorry, Andrea, I was talking on mute again.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrea. That was incredibly helpful. And speaking from personal experience, as someone who doesn't know a lot about qGIS, happy to admit that. I found that very informative, and I'll certainly be going back to the recording and analysing the recording and just to learn, because it certainly is certainly a package that I do need to learn, and I can certainly imagine that there would be a lot of people in similar positions as me. They may know a little bit about it, they may have opened it, but don't know a lot about qGIS in too much depth. So really, thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated, and very, very in-depth and informative. It was great. So just I'd like to open the floor to a few questions before we finish up very shortly.
Maybe I would like to add, once you are trained a little bit on this type of software, you will realize that you can develop maps in a very short time, and you don't make mistake, because the software itself really helps you first with the template, and then with the icons, and the legend will be very quick. Now, today, if you do that in AutoCAD, every time you have to adapt the legend, and you don't have so many icons that you can choose. So the map, it is very precise, but it's very difficult to read, especially for non-technicians. The GIS software, and using it like I have shown you, it facilitates the reading for the non-technician people. Definitely, AutoCAD maps are essential because they have all the dimension, all the precise information. But finally, everyone needs to understand, technicians and non-technicians. And if you want to look at the depth, non-technicians, donors are giving the money for that, and they have to understand what we are going to do. And now I give the floor to question. If someone doesn't dare to ask question on the open floor, you can contact me anytime, directly, bilateral. I would be more than happy to assist you.
That's great. We're just conscious of the time now. Look, please, with any site planning related matter, don't hesitate to reach out to Andrea or myself. You have our contact details. And again, that Andrea, that was very informative, and I look forward to reviewing the YouTube video over and over again. Just regarding next week's training session, the next week's training session will be on Monday, and then it will follow on the Tuesday and the sorry, not on the Tuesday, sorry, and then they'll be on the Friday and Mondays. But please refer to the shelter cluster.
David, it would be Monday, Thursday.
Monday, Thursday. Sorry. Thank you, Asim. That's correct. My mistake. Monday and Thursday. So please check the shelter cluster website for the training schedule. I have shared that on the site planning Skype group, and all training sessions are at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Gaziantep time. So please, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Andrea. So again, thank you very much, and we'll call it a close.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, and see you next week.